Welcome. And look at these two beauties. We're going to be talking about these in the video. We're going to look at two projects. This is part of the 50 styles, and we're talking about using home decor products. And then we're talking about making cleanup rings. Aren't these just beautiful? Wouldn't you just love to have a ring full of these little beauties here? Well, let me tell you. Stay with me and I'll tell you what this is all about. Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's been a little while, but we're back with our 50 different styles of slow stitching, showing what we can do if we just learn to use color and fabric and texture and trims and so forth and so on to our advantage to create the look we want. Now, let me bring you up some on this. What we're talking about today is using some of the upholstery fabrics, the decor fabrics that we find. A lot of people have bought samples of these, out of the sample books, or they buy the home decor fabrics and remnants and things like that, and then they just kind of lose interest in it. They don't know what to do with it. But often when we're trying to make something as a gift for someone, we need a particular color palette, or even for our own home. Let's say, for instance, if I had this avocado green theme and I wanted a tangerine or persimmon accent, do you know how difficult it is to find a tangerine or persimmon colored accent? But often all the colors that we need are in the fabrics, trims that we already have, or they're in these decor fabrics that we can find in remnants and other things. Often we can find them thrifting and things like that. So think about home decor. Think about putting together color combinations for your home, for your interior design, or perhaps someone else's as a gift. But that's what is happening here. Wanting to put a pillow with a bedroom that is primarily this avocado green and some persimmon accents. So this tangerine and a little bit of persimmon color here with some color play of the deeper purples and the creams make a wonderful accent piece. Now, as you know, in this series, the shape or the design stays the same. It's just the elements that change. So in this, you can see that obviously I have used some yarn up in here to accent a darker color over this flower. Now this fabric will ravel, and I want it to do that, so I left that alone and just stitched right inside so that a little bit of that raveling could take place on the outside. Now, when it came to these pieces, I didn't want so much raveling, so I did the overcast here. All right, and then I took different pieces of this fabric. This was in the same fabric as the flower part, and put those together. Now, the stem is actually cut out of a placemat. Very heavy and textured, but I loved it with this piece. The heavy linen type fabric in the background here, really pretty, and lent itself really nice to this. A little bit of stitching in the background to bring it together. Okay, so we're going to call this our home decor choice. And just to show you what you can do, don't be afraid of those home decor fabrics, especially when you can find them at Goodwill, thrift shops, things like that, or on if you can ever find these sample pads that they're selling off. However you find it, pick them up because they make great accents. Okay, now I was thinking too that I had some of this. This is going in, like I said, a pillow, but I'm going to think that to make this just the flower head part here as an applique on a pillow shams. Wouldn't that be pretty? And maybe even a guest towel there for the bathroom. Anyway, you can play that decor all the way throughout a room if you have enough of the fabric to play with. There's nothing difficult about this one. It's pretty much raw edge applique on here, slow stitching, just hand stitching this all the way around. I'm really happy with it. I think it brings the idea out and does show what we can do with these fabrics. They're a little heavier, but that's okay. Hand sewing them wasn't difficult at all. So okay, till next time, let's keep playing with these styles. Bye-bye. Hello everybody. Okay, we've just talked about this one here, and so we'll lay it aside, and now we're going to talk about this here. What a mess, huh? But this is actually, take this out of here, this is actually one day's scraps from what I'm working on. Now, if you don't produce that many little scraps, now I had bigger pieces, but I put them in a bigger scrap pile. These were the little bitty pieces. And these are the ones that I don't want to throw away. I don't want to waste. It's obvious I'm not going to waste the bigger ones. But this is the kind of stuff that gets chunked. And so I'm going to show you a new thing that I've come up with that I'm using to make sure that my cleanups stay productive, okay? So far, I've put these pieces together. No backing, just the pieces. Now this little piece, I had a piece of batting. You can see I have all kinds of little background stuff here, all little pieces that I can grab to use. But I'm going to do some on like a batting background, and this circle is on a batting background. But this piece and this piece will be on fabric, because where I'm going to use them in the future, I may want the lighter pieces versus the heavier batting pieces. This is what I've got to work with, and so I don't necessarily, I don't know if I can cover all 4 of these with just this many, but we'll just see what I can come up with here. We're just going to play with doing little collages here with these pieces. Everything is, again, these are little leftovers. Nothing specially cut for anything, just a little leftover. Okay. Let's see if I can keep these pieces underneath together. They were just little strips. And let's see, I have okay, let's see what I have here. Not liking that too much. All right, well, let's go play with another one, and we might come back to that one. Let's put, that's kind of cute. I like him. Let's go ahead and slam him on there while we're at it. Okay. All right. Now, let's see. Here's a piece of, that doesn't cover that edge well enough. If we put that on there, that just blends too well, doesn't it? How about something like that? Or I tell you what, let's use that on the outside edge, like that. Then we didn't have a whole lot of pieces left over. today. And so sometimes, you know, I may wait 2 or 3 days till I get a bigger collection and then put these little things together. But, you know, who knows how I might do it. That's a little bitty piece. I actually like him. Over there, there's a piece of green. Oh, that's kind of nice. That's kind of shapes up good that way. Now, again, you can do any type of decorative stitching, or you can put beads, buttons, whatever you want to on here. Let's tie in this piece in here. And never judge a collage when it's just like this and pinned. Always judge it when you've got it stitched down, because that changes everything. What do we got here? Here's this little bitty leafy thing. I wonder if it would look good under there. Kind of tucked in like a leaf. Let me take that out so I could put him under better. Turn him. We'll see how that works there. Okay, this little, let's do this white one. Let's put that out there. Let's take this one and put it there. Let's take this one and put it there. And you notice I'm using mostly fancy pieces on this, because I'm thinking I'm going to make a little fancier piece out of that. Something like that. I may do is take my little extra threads I had today, little pieces. I threw some of them in a bigger bucket. Every time I would forget that I was trying to get my pile for today put together for this little project. Okay. All right, that's kind of cute. What do these look like? No, don't care about those. That's too heavy. Let's get the thread up and put that across there. Break that up a little. That's looking pretty good, like it is. Okay. So we've got 3 out of our 4 possible foundations. Now, do I want that one or that one? I think I like the fatter one on there. That's a sequined piece cut off of a dress. Okay. Now, we're just going to have to use what we got on this one. See if we can cover it. Okay. Don't know if I got enough stuff here or not. We'll see. Looking kind of iffy. How'd that go? do that one. This one we might have to fold because he's so lightweight. We do that one like that. Get him on there. Okay, we got another one of these. That's pretty good. And we got this one, which is pretty solid. And that one's pretty solid. Now that one is just, I think I'm going to have to chop him up a little more. It's a seam is what it is, so it's kind of fat. And we can use him around to cover up. Let's put that in the center. Let's run that under there. Yeah, we can use this piece across there. We can throw these little green pieces on there. We can put our little chunky pieces on there. Run that one on there. Confetti this on there. Pick up the rest of our little, oh, we have this one. Where do we want this one? Do we need another one? Let's add him to that. Okay, except for this, and we may just double this up here. Let's see if we did this one this way and this one this way. Weights that down pretty good, but hey, this is using up our scraps. This is our cleanup. We don't want to leave nothing on the table, if possible. And if you do leave it on the table, put it in tomorrow's bucket. Okay, we used every scrap on the table, and that's what we were able to make. Now I'm going to stitch these off camera and come back and show you what I'm going to do with them, so don't go away. All right, let me get this last pin in here. All right, see you in a minute. So what do you think? Isn't this a fun little thing here? You can create these while you're cleaning up your desk from these little scraps. Then just run a thread through the top so that you can hang it on a ring. That's all that I've done here with all these different pieces, some kind of yarn or something, just so that I can hang them on the ring. Then the ring is easily opened and I can take off a piece that I want to use. Let's look at some of these that are just created from the scraps that I had. Now, just using whatever piece you might have laid around, you have little offcuts of things that you can use to sew onto. And and then just using whatever scraps you had at that time to make whatever you want. Okay. You can get creative. You can stay, let's see, very simple like that. Okay. And this one. And this one. Aren't these just adorable? Can you imagine? That makes a really pretty decor item in itself. Just hang it, maybe tie a bow up here of pretty fabric and just hang it. And wouldn't that be pretty? It's like an ornament. But hanging around your craft room will certainly inspire you. Look how many things you could use these for. They could be, of course, put in any sewing or slow stitching project, but they could be added to junk journaling, scrapbooking, glue books, art books, things like that. And just fun things. And they're just created from the scraps on your desk. And if you force yourself just to clean up your desk and put it on something and make it, everything comes out different. And there's no labor-intensive area at all. You're just putting it on something and sewing it. Okay, that's how it turned out, and I think I'm going to make a bunch of these. In fact, as I put these together, I'm going to use them as gifts, because I know 2 or 3 people that would just love to get a ring full of these little items that they can use in their crafts. So what a great gift idea, okay? All right, till next time, let's stay clean up, scrap happy.